Chat. All right, listen. So we went live when this whole thing was breaking, right? All right. Obviously, we haven't seen the battle. We're just hearing what everybody's saying, and there's both sides. Kyd Slade ain't say it ain't true, and blah 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 blah. And it was just a bunch of ridiculousness. But after the smoke cleared, chat. When we first were trying to read the paperwork on the live, we couldn't really read it, and it was all scrumbled, and it was weird. Well, now it's all clear and everything. You can read it for yourself. It's all over Twitter. It's all over. It's everywhere. After the smoke cleared, it's looking pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie for Kyd Slade, and let me tell you why. Obviously, there's civilians, and then there's people that are in the game. You know what I'm saying? And even if you're not in the game, when you hear this story, it's kind of crazy because from what I'm gathering, and you can read it for yourself, and everyone's got their side and everything like that. But hearing Tay Roc on 50 Minutes of Fame and then going over and reading the paperwork and stuff and just trying to gather what happened here, they're saying it was a friend of Kyd Slade has a brother, and these guys are all friends. They're out shooting a rap video, and they're arguing about stuff and this, that, and the other. Well, the argument got crazy, and then I guess one of the dudes hit Kyd Slade's brother with a bottle or something in the face, and then they're fighting, and a bottle got hit, and blah 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 blah. And Kyd Slade jumped in, and this, that, and the other. Well, somewhere down after that, all right. The police got involved in all this stuff, and I guess it happened in 2009, and then in 2012, Kyd Slade is saying he got subpoenaed, and then he did identify everybody that was involved, and he named this guy. Yeah, he basically said everything that happened, and I guess what Roc and them are saying is that led to these guys getting. One guy got 5, one guy got 20 years, one guy got 30 years. I don't know. It's very confusing. All right. This is really not my cup of tea. I think all this stuff is just crazy, man. But here's the deal. This is what got me here. When I'm listening to Kyd Slade's round, Kyd Slade's talking to Tay Roc. I'm not even that familiar with Kyd Slade. I only know him from battle rap and from a couple of battles. I don't know what he does or what he's about or what he claims to be. I'm very unfamiliar with Kyd Slade. I just know him from his Stumbles battle, really. Right? I don't know what he's claiming or what he's doing, but when he's talking to Tay Roc, he's going in on Tay Roc about why he didn't do this and he would have done that and this. It's kind of crazy, Kyd Slade, that you're doing that. And then when it comes to what I'm gathering here, it was friends that got into an argument and it went left, super left. Yeah, I know you can kill somebody when hitting a bottle, but whether even if you're does it have to go to the police? When the way you're talking to Roc, I would have done this and I would have done that, but that's what you should have done in this situation, not do what they're alleging that you did. Where you're just in everything, everybody was named and all this stuff. And, you guys read it for yourself if you're interested. But it's not looking good, Kyd Slade. And Kyd Slade is not really defending himself properly. First of all, he tweets out 30 ball on Tay Roc. That was a yikes tweet. And then, so we'll just go. So then this guy, I don't know who this guy is. He just opened up his account today. But he posts the paperwork. Oh, and the funny thing about this, when Tay Roc, you guys gotta watch the 50 Minutes of Fame Tay Roc interview. When Tay Roc's explaining it, he's saying that these same people tried to give the information to Big T. Big T didn't want it. They tried to give it to Stumbles, and when he talks about Stumbles, he's like, Stumbles probably had the information. He probably just choked and forgot it because he's an idiot. All right, that's what Tay Roc said, and I thought that was funny. The way Tay Roc said it was hilarious. All right, but nothing's funny about this, clearly. All right, but anyways, so that was funny. But when you're reading all this, and it's like, did you have to identify everybody? Kyd Slade saying it was subpoenaed. I don't know, man. You guys gotta tell me. I'm just a civilian, guys. I don't know. All right. That's why I don't like being involved in this type of nonsense and all this stuff and this, that, and the other. Now, if I'm just looking at it as, you and your buddies are hanging out and it goes left, yeah, I'm not telling the police about that fight and what's going on. And no, we handled that later on a different term. I've been in these positions. We've been friends hanging out back in high school and college, and things went left and people got beat up and stuff like that. And I actually had a guy. We were actually in Florida one time, and this is not snitching because nothing happened, but I was with my cousin and one of my good friends, and we were in Florida, and they got into it, and then they were in the hotel, and he took a liquor bottle and threw it right to hit his head, and he moved, and it just missed his head. You know what I'm saying? He could have hurt him bad. And who knows what would have happened. Now, the way we handled it got handled. Police weren't called. Even if he would have landed with it, I don't think we're not going to the police and being like, yeah, he did it and he did like that. That's wild. If you just look at it in that type of aspect, you don't got to be in the streets to kind of understand this situation. The Adi Boone thing was different. These guys were doing things and they got caught. All right. This is different. And then I don't know. I didn't read all of it, but then there's this guy named Ape and everything. But Roc said that his brother was telling on people. Now Kyd Slade's being adamant that he got subpoenaed and that no one's in jail over his words. All right, but it's kind of but I don't know, man. Don't seem like that. So what does Kyd Slade say? He goes, I don't care what the next man said. Who did Slade tell on, and why you won't say nothing when you see me? And what is this? And what is this us? You from the Ville and you ain't never did nothing. You couldn't put on a RICO if you tried. Now at the end of it, wherever from whatever city this is from, Kyd Slade does say in this affidavit that he didn't want to go back to wherever this was because he was scared for his life. So something in that sort in this paperwork. So somebody did respond, but it looked like that might have got deleted. And then he says again, who did I tell on? Y'all got to make it make sense. There's no human being in prison behind me. And then somebody wrote to him, at this point, the whole block, you told the whole block. You told them people you was scared to go back to Bedford. That's what it is, Bedford, because you was feared for your personal safety. And he said, where does it say that? It says that, Kyd Slade. It says that right here in this. I know Tay Roc posted it. We can pull it up. Kyd Slade says, where does it say that? I read it. And then they didn't respond to Kyd Slade. And then he said, WTF, did I tell on a dude? Don't tell me my rights. Tell me who I told on. Y'all got the paperwork. And then dude said, you right. I'm going to give a whole breakdown in the morning because the interview I just saw is saying you told on more people. So I'm going to go check for myself before I say anything else. My bad. And then dude says, so you saying he a rat and he didn't even check for yourself? You just let another dude say it and not prove it? Nah, but they're kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is like very just icky. And they clearly didn't rehearse together. We could say that for a fact. No rehearsals?
He got away with it. But he ain't get away with it.
We could say that. Look, I don't know. Okay? All I'm saying, it doesn't look good. And whatever it is, like Tay Roc said, tomorrow he's bringing the dudes to Hip Hop Is Real for an interview. All right? He clearly, look, here's what happened. Here's what we see from the paperwork. He did get subpoenaed. He shows up, and then he said, yeah, that was this guy that hit my brother with the thing. There was this guy who did this, and he pointed out, he gave a whole story of what actually happened. And Roc and them are saying, because of that testimony, and I guess the testimony of his brother, these guys got put away for a long time, and da-da-da-da-da. I don't know. And these guys Roc said he thought this stuff was fake, and he thought that Kyd Slade's people were trying to set him up, but when he read it himself, and that Roc basically said Kyd Slade's done. They're not accepting him. There's no more Kyd Slade. Kyd Slade is basically a memory in battle rap, at least in the URL for sure. I don't think RBE is going to touch him after the Adi Boom situation. And, where's he going to go? King of the Dot? I don't know, man. So, yeah, I mean, if Roc said you're done in the URL, like, he's pretty much made up his mind. I don't see the smack in them, backing, going against Tay Roc and backing Kyd Slade in the situation as far as what we're seeing and what Kyd Slade has actually said so far. He hasn't really said much besides these words he's saying. Dude says, that paperwork was nasty. You was my favorite battle rapper too. Then he said, who I told on and what was so nasty about it. He said, him explaining how he got it and who he got it from, and you not addressing it like how he makes his statement more believable. I'm saying because this can definitely hurt your career if it means anything to my Jeep respectfully. You said names 100 and you know the street rules, my guy. And again, here's the hip hop is real. You guys really need to go check out Tay Roc's stuff. Does make a good point. If Tay Roc had this information on him, we wouldn't have let it slide. That's for sure. Listen, man. Regardless of what's even true at this point, it doesn't look good. I don't know. I personally don't care. But in a sense, here's what I do care about. It is weird because and then dude said it was your childhood friend. And now that's another thing. It was a childhood friend. Now that's where now I'm seeing where I'm looking at it now. Like I would have if again, like if my friend would have connected with that bottle in Florida on my cousin's head, I don't see me like testifying or saying anything, or it's not happening. Like, I don't even think we're calling the police. We're going to the hospital, right? We're not calling the police. That's crazy. We're going to the hospital. And then we'll handle it afterwards. All right. There would have had to been a one-on-one or something, or he would have done whatever, blah, 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 blah. But, and things were never the same after that situation when, we just stopped talking to the dude and it was what it was. I think that's the best way to handle situations, just distance yourself from people who are acting crazy. But I don't know, but we don't know. But does it matter? Like what else we're going to find out? Here, let me go to the other, because Tay Roc has me blocked. It's so silly. Let me go to my other account and pull up, Tay Roc actually has the paperwork, and Kyd Slade said, he lied. Kyd Slade lied right there because he said, where did I say that? I read it. I just read it. You're not going to tell me I didn't just read it. I know I just read it. Let me find it. Here it is. Okay. Let me see the part where it says, where he ran. Oh, here it is. Right there. It says it right here. This is crazy. Let's go. We'll do one of these. We'll flip it. We'll pop it open. And we'll do one of these. And I'll show you guys. It says it right there. Right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Right there. David Doster said following the assault, he did not return to Bedford Street because he was fearful for his personal safety. I mean, since we have this open, I can show you guys. Like we couldn't read this on the live because you couldn't see it. But it says, here we go. David Doster testified before a Superior Court judge. David Doster testified that on June 13, 2009, he and his brother Mark, Antoine Gore, and a friend he only knows as Josh were on Brook Street playing basketball. David Doster stated that while at the location, a man he knows only as Ape approached them and said they were shooting a rap video in the back of Bedford Street and to go over and get in the video. David Doster stated that he knew that Ape meant him and his friends from Bedford Street. Doster stated that they then went to the location near Bedford Street. Then it states here, once at the location, Dave Doster stated that in addition to Ape, he also remembers Platinum, a.k.a. Jerk, Little Decky, identified as MGBR, member associate James Brown, Starks. Okay, so he's identifying, and a couple other subjects he referred to as flunkies as being there. David Doster, which is Kyd Slade, stated that everybody was chilling, laughing, getting ready to shoot the video, so everybody was cool, and getting drunk. David stated that his brother Mark was debating with Platinum about rap. David Doster stated that he guessed that Ape didn't like what Mark was saying, his brother, because at the time Ape began to hit Mark Doster in the facial area with a liquor bottle. So similar situation I almost had. Doster stated that his brother attempted to defend himself against Ape. Doster stated he jumped in between Ape and his brother and was trying to break up the fight, that Ape and Doster were punching over him and Platinum. Jesus. Doster stated that Gore was behind him fighting with an identified male. Doster stated that Gore got hit in the head with and busted open. Doster claimed that he did. Doster confirmed that he accompanied Gore and Doster along with Josh to the hospital where they were both treated for the injuries. Doster viewed the video somewhere before this. Listen to this. Doster viewed the video somewhere before the Superior Court judge. Doster identified the people he knows as Ape, Platinum, Decky, J-Jerk, blah, 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 all the people identified in the bottle that was clearly visible on the video in Ape. He identified the bottle that was clearly visible on the video in Ape's hands as consistent in both the size and shape with the bottle that he witnessed Ape assault his brother with. Kyd Slade said the following, that the assault he did not return to the bed for because he feared for his personal safety. And then Gore testified. Listen to this weird stuff. Gore testified before the superior judge. Gore testified that he was chilling with his friend Doster on Morgan, where the guy who was riding a bicycle came over and they were shooting a video. Gore said that he, Joshua, Dave Doster, and Mark Doster went over to the brook and where they had a music video was shot. Gore stated that after the video stopped, the argument ensued between a guy and he was working with the camera rapper's friend about the music video. Gore stated that he was arguing with the gas station alone and he located across the street. So look, I hope I'm not reading this wrong because this stuff's kind of crazy to get wrong. But Gore denied being assaulted on Bedford Street as both Mark and Doster testified he had been. So Gore was just denying everything. I didn't get into a fight with them. I don't know what's going on and da-da-da-da-da-da. But these guys testified that, nah, man, you did hit us with the bottle. And it was you and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da. And I don't know if they had a video showing it. It says there was some kind of video. Gore claimed that he had just happened to see Mark and driving in the car. Gore stated that he did not know about Francis Hospital, that they were both treated. So Gore's playing stupid, right? And, it doesn't look good, Kyd Slade. I'm just saying. I don't understand what you're saying. Like your explanations on Twitter is not making sense to me, at least. I don't know. It ain't my place to make the judgment. All right, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. We got another situation, but again, perception's reality, kid, and I don't see you getting around this unless you come with some crazy stuff. I'm reading tweets right here. Kyd Slade will never get booked again. Question: when was the last time you seen Adi Boom? Paperwork kills careers. Dude, somebody said Adi was way worse. Adi snitched to get a lesser sentence on his homeboy and get more years. Slade was testifying about a fight where his brother was assaulted. So you tell me, is that different, street people? I don't know. Look, I wouldn't have testified that this happened and this happened and this happened if I don't know. Especially if you guys kind of knew each other. They're stating maybe you didn't really know him. It's a complicated story, man. That's going to take a lot more than just, reading it once. We need to hear sides. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Hip Hop is Real is going to get this big interview tomorrow on what's going on. Again, as battle rap fans, we know what happened to Adi Boom. Kyd Slade, regardless of whatever you say, it doesn't seem like you're getting booked again. I'm just keeping it real. Obviously it doesn't matter what I say. I don't have any power in this situation. I'm not saying to do anything. I'm not part of any of this nonsense. This is between you and your co-defendants and you guys, again, the reason why I'm bringing this up right now, when you hear Kyd Slade, I'm going to preface this by saying, I don't know anything about Kyd Slade. All right. He could have been an honor roll student, who's not part of anything. I don't know. All right. But when you hear him in the bar, in the rap, you know how people would be lying in their bars. But when then you hear him talk to Tay Roc, when he's saying all this stuff to Tay Roc, it's like, but why should Tay Roc have done all this and all that for just to be told on? You telling Tay Roc should have done this, Tay Roc should have done that. You held the door and you should have. But if Tay Roc would have done everything you said, then if those people followed your lead, then T-Top and all these other guys should have snitched on Tay Roc and said, yeah, Tay Roc did do this and did do that. But is there, if we're playing devil's advocate, is there was he forced to say something? And wherever he was, in this subpoena, could he have taken the fifth? Did he have to say something? Why can't he take the fifth? I don't know. It's stupid. This battle rap is ridiculous I guess it's better than rehearsing, right? But all right, if you wanted real, this is literally the opposite of rehearsing. Like, this battle was super, because Kyd Slade was going personal, but the personal stuff he was saying, it's just like whatever. This stuff is a lot different, and I already know how this community is, and in the eyes of the community, I think it's a rap, Kyd Slade. I'm just saying, don't kill it. Look, again, what I say doesn't matter at all, but this is wild. I don't know how you're gonna get around it. Y'all let me know in the comments. All right, and before you comment, I want you to go watch Tay Roc's 50 Minutes of Fame interview. You need to go watch that, because I think that's the wild. If you watch that, and then Tay Roc's talking about, I mean, he said he wasn't even going to do it unless he thoroughly checked it out, and he said, like, there was really no way. He didn't want it to be true, and there was just no way around it. All right, could Tay Roc be bugging? Hey, Kyd Slade, the only way out of this is if you come forward, and what you're saying on Twitter don't make no sense. All right, because you already caught you in the lie. You said there was no personal safety situation, and it's literally right there. He was fearful for his personal safety. So you lied about that right there. So, yikes, man. And I thought Kyd Slade was pretty good against Stumbles. I didn't understand his big rise to the top. It almost feels like a setup at this point that they gave him Tay Roc, but Tay Roc said he found out about this that after he was booked for Kyd Slade. In my conspiracy theory mind, I'm like, nah, he knew this before, and that's why they gave it to Tay Roc, or maybe they would have given it to, it would have made sense more to give him T-Top, because T-Top would have went crazy with it. But Tay Roc, I mean, he did what he did, man. Y'all let me know. Go watch the Tay Roc stuff. And then I don't know, man. Let me know. Again, this ain't my fight. It is what it is. All right, street. You want to live that life? This is what comes with it, man. Love you guys. Peace.